Okay, anyway, I've been asked this question many times, and I think there's many people, right, that call me and ask me regarding this CPF accrued interest. So if you don't know what is CPF accrued interest, right, basically let me just give you a very short explanation. Anyway, again, I may not give you the exact percentage lah, it's plus minus around there. I think now currently if you put your money in your OA account, the government will annually, I think every year, they will give you about, I think 2.5, 2.6 or 2.8. I'm not too sure the numbers, as in I don't have the numbers in my mind now, but it's around there. Okay, so I just want to explain to you how the CPF accrued interest works. So let's say you don't use your OA money, your CPF ordinary account money to buy your house. You leave it in your ordinary account. By right, the government is going to give you an interest. So you actually earn money out of your CPF account. Okay, so firstly we have to understand this first, because from there we will understand why did the government came out with this CPF accrued interest from your property or for your property or in your property. Okay, anyway, it's very simple. So now if you use that OA money to buy a property or you pay your monthly installment, there is this thing that you need to return back to your OA account. Okay, so basically you realize that if you want to sell your house, okay, most of the time when you want to sell your house, then you go and check lah. If you are not looking to sell your house, you wouldn't know there's actually this thing called a CPF accrued interest. You will always see in my OA I got how much. You won't go and click my property one. So in order to get there, let me first tell you how to get there. You log in to your e-service for your CPF. I think it's under my service or whatever. You go to my statement. After you click my statement, you go to property. You will see this property withdrawal details, something like that. Okay, then you will see this two columns. There will be two columns. One column is the amount of CPF you have used for your property. The second column is a accrued interest. So basically, if you sell your house, right, these two amount need to be returned back to your OA account. So the first column is how much you have used to buy the house. So that is actually your money. So it means like every month you use your CPF to pay for your monthly installment or down payment or whatever, that is actually your money. Okay? But because you have used your CPF to buy house, you are supposed to top up a accrued interest back to your own OA account. So let's say you don't use, okay, you put in your OA account. Actually, you are earning this interest. That's what it's trying to mean. Okay, let's say you don't use CPF to pay for your house. This amount is in your OA account now. This is actually the amount of money that the government will actually be giving you. But now because you have used, you have to top this amount back yourself. Okay, so actually, to be frank, it's very simple. Let's make it in an even simpler way. Let's say today you buy your property, you're going to sell your property, okay, and you have used, let's say, 100,000 OA in your OA account to actually pay for your property. Okay, the interest, let's say, is 30,000. Okay, so basically if you sell your house and you are going to get back 130,000, and you are, means it's not a negative sale, it's a positive sale, you are going to take back 130,000. This 30,000 is actually your cash earnings, which need to be put into your CPF account. Do you get it? I already I tell you I think I already make it as simple as I can already lah. So you have to try to understand it. Meaning that, let's say today I didn't use 100,000 OA CPF amount to go and pay for the house. Okay, and let's say this 100,000 is cash. I will have take back the 100 plus the 30,000, okay, with the interest and the OA as cash. But because now I have used 100,000 CPF board says that if I have earned money from this house, okay, I will need to put back the interest, which is 30,000, which is supposed to be, let's say I don't use for the house, like if I never use for the house, actually the government is going to give me this 30,000. But because I have used for the house, so now I have to, if I earn cash proceeds from my house, I earn a positive sale from my house, I'm supposed to top up another 30,000 back to my OA account. Okay, that's if it's positive sale. So a lot of people will ask the next question: Aaron, what if it's negative sale? I go and calculate and everything, right? I only can get back, let's say, 110,000. I cannot refund back 130,000 because after I pay my outstanding loan, I only take back 110,000. I didn't take back 130,000. Okay, so this question has been asked many times. Okay, from my experience, I just explaining from my experience. If it's a HDB flat and you're selling at market value, normally the HDB will not ask you to return this amount of money. But they want you to appeal. You have to write to them and say that you have tried very hard to sell, and you show them the past transaction price. Actually, most of the time, I would say that CPF is not trying to fault you for it. CPF just don't want people to do some scammy thing and some under table transaction, so that they don't need to top up their own OA account. I'm not going to go to that sector like what is the reason, okay? Because it's actually illegal and some people try to do it, and because of this, CPF board has came out with this law and all these things. So everything comes to a reason lah, because you're outside, you're always think there's a loophole, you always try to undercut some rules and laws and everything. So anyway, if your case is a very genuine and a very very truthful case, and you really make out of a negative sale, so instead of 130,000 you cannot refund, you can only refund 110,000, actually you can write in and appeal to CPF board and talk to the officer. I'm very sure CPF board will help you. I mean, this is at least from my customers' experience and our experience helping our customer. Okay, so I'm going to share with you this very important part about accrued interest also. If you have cash in your pocket now and you feel that, Aaron, I think that the accrued interest is going higher and higher. Okay, so basically the more CPF you use to pay for your house, whether it's installment or down payment, the longer you hold your house, the interest will stack every year annually. So in order to actually drop this thing or lower this thing, you can actually go to the CPF website. I think it's under my request. Okay, you can actually top your own CPF money back. Meaning that, for example, we go back to the case whereby I have 130,000 CPF amount for my house if I sell. So now I haven't sell, I'm not selling yet, but I don't want this accrued interest anymore. Okay, so what I will do is I will transfer 130,000 cash from my pocket, okay, from my bank account, back to my OA account. Okay, back to my OA account. Okay, actually you put my request lah, then they will put their like refund housing or whatever, then you have to pay 130,000. So it's actually it takes less than a minute, maybe just 3 clicks. Then you just use PayNow or Nets or online banking, you just transfer the money back. So let's say I have 130,000, I just transfer 130,000 to CPF. This amount will go back to my OA account. Then under housing, my CPF amount is actually 0, and then there's no more interest occurred. You know, and that is also what people need to do if they're looking to decouple their property. Okay, so I'm not going too much about it, but if you're looking to decouple the property, this is one of the steps that you will need to do, because in decoupling, you cannot give your CPF amount to other people. You take out and say, hey, I give you 100,000 of my OA, I give you 20,000 of my. You cannot give money away from your OA account. So the only way to do a successful decoupling a lot of times is you need to refund back your CPF amount back to your own OA. So same thing, like you take money, pay the 130,000, so that your OA top up 130,000, then means your housing portion, right, you actually use cash to redeem. Okay, I think maybe I use a simpler word. Maybe redeem makes better sense to you, is that you take 130,000 cash to redeem the 130,000 CPF in the property account to go back to your OA account. Then you look at now under property, right, it's actually 0 already. There's no interest occurred, everything is 0. And that's where you can actually decouple. And by decoupling this amount of money, because it's cash, it's not CPF anymore, so you can give it to your wife, or your wife can give it to you. Okay, so basically this is something that you can go and do anytime. When you're watching this video, you can go and check. You want to lower this interest occurred, also can. All you need to do is to lower the amount. If you lower the amount, the interest occurred will get lower and lower. If you totally clear the amount, then the interest occurred will stop, And then when you, okay, let's say I give you an example, let's give you another step of understanding. Let's say I talk about 130,000. So now I have taken out 130,000 cash to redeem this amount. So this 130,000 actually go back to my OA account. When this 130,000 go back to my OA account, it will actually enjoy the 2.5, I think it's 2.5 or 2.6% like plus minus interest from the CPF board. So CPF board will actually be paying the interest now. It won't be taken from my proceeds of my house anymore, even if I sell. You understand? So I will always encourage people that if you can use cash to pay for your house, use cash. If you can redeem this portion away, redeem it back to your CPF account, redeem it, put it back. Go and enjoy the interest that the government is going to give you. It's also a way to earn money because annually 2.5% actually is quite a lot in the I would say the safety kind of investment or the fixed deposit kind of investment. Okay, so that's it for today's video. I hope you understand where I'm coming from. I just want to give you a very, very good understanding of what is happening and how should you be looking at interest accrued, because a lot of times I think a lot of people has a very, very big misunderstanding and they don't really understand what is interest accrued. They always feel that it's something that is like losing money, which I don't think that is 100% correct to perceive it that way, okay? So hit the like button, subscribe button. Anyway, if you want to find out more about property and you have any questions for me, you can actually leave a comment below and tell me what kind of topics you like to hear about. And also just to remind everybody, we actually have two Telegram group. We have one Telegram group that actually send a lot of insider information to a lot of people. And another Telegram group is for EC, and I also set up a new website whereby if you don't like to watch my video but you like to read, you can actually go there and read, okay? And if you actually go to my Telegram group, I have some special things there whereby you can join us as a member for free, and you can actually PM me or message me for any questions, or if you want to talk to me about something, or you want to tell me like, Aaron, can you talk about this, can you talk about that, we can communicate from here or in the comments, okay? So hit the like button, subscribe button, and see you in the next episode. Bye bye.